Good morning traders and welcome to today's live trading. Today is the 13th of September, it's a Thursday, and as per usual we are on the FTSE 100. As we usually do, I'll run you through my morning analysis. You can see we've currently got a band around the 7300 level where price is currently sitting, and to be honest today I've only so far drawn in a band above, and it's quite a distance above, around the 7355 level, and one a bit below around the 7230 level. So you can see there's quite a distance between those bands, and that's just because those are the areas where I think we would likely see the most probable reactions. You know, the reactions that I can capitalize on the most. Just looking at yesterday's price action, you can see we did react from where this green line is, yesterday's high, and yesterday's low, where this red line is, but I'm just not seeing too many confluences with those levels, hence why they don't really become bands. They're just intraday levels for now. So yeah, I think really what we'll likely see, if price can break up above this band, maybe come and retest this high, revisit the band, and then we could look to maybe get long for a move up towards, depending on when we get the signal, it could be back towards the high level, or it could be going up for today's R1. It just depends where the signal is, what kind of risk we have on the trade, so it depends what kind of reward we go for. But I mean, there's a little resistance in the way above, other than yesterday's high. So I think trading to there or this R1 level, if we do get the right price action and signal, shouldn't be too problematic. Equally, if price wants to start looking weaker again, breaking down below this 200 and out the bottom of this band, and then maybe revisiting for a sell, I'd equally trade that probably down to this sort of intraday level here around the 7270 level, again depending on the signal and the risk on the trade. But yeah, nothing glaring standing out at me, to be honest, at the moment. I will just see how price reacts once we are open, what it thinks to this level, and go from there really. So I'm going to go get a drink, and I'll come back to you a little bit later on. Okay, so we're 10 to 9. I'm actually going to put a buy order in just above, not the previous candle, but basically the candle before. I'll do that first, and then I'll explain why. So the high is 9.5, so I want to be in at 10.7. New trade. 10.7. Submit. Okay, so the order's in. Now, the price isn't moving fantastically, I will give it that, but you can see the line that I've drawn in here. We've tested this line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th attempt at it. Now, if it breaks down through it and closes through there, then that's fine. I'll just cancel the order. But I was actually looking at these candles as they were forming, in hopes that they were buy signals, and as you can see they just haven't been. But I do like the buy from here at the moment. Just looking at the higher time frames, we're comfortably above the ATMAs. We've had close above both ATMAs on the higher time frames, and there's, like I was talking about this morning, there's definitely room above for a little bit of a run to the long side. But obviously if we're not going to get that signal, then that doesn't matter. But yeah, basically we got this signal. I wasn't too happy with it just because of how easily these candles had rolled over. But then when we got almost the same candle, adding a little bit of confidence to it, especially into this level here, then I think I'm happy to. Well, I am happy to just put the order in just above there. The stop will be just below this swing, just below here, and yeah, target wise, I will be looking up towards I think the 7340 level, just up towards the R1 there, if it does get triggered. But like I said, price has been a little bit sluggish this morning so far. Struggled to make any sort of move one way or the other. And if it does break down below this line, this candle, or or the next, before triggering, then the order will be cancelled. We are now sitting on the 1 hour ATMA, but we are completely untested on the 4 hour for now. So just a couple of things that I like to look at as far as analysis goes. So yeah, I will keep watching. The order is in. I'll bring the ticket across. If it does get triggered, then obviously we'll see how the trade gets on. But if not, then I'll just keep watching. Right, so that one was pretty short-lived. You can see we did get the initial reaction that I was sort of looking for from this level, but then obviously the next hurdle was to push past these highs, and it just didn't do that. It's completely rolled over, passed through this level now, and come and tested the 7300 level. You'll have noticed I put my stop at 7299, just a few points lower than where I would have done it. It would have been 301, but just to allow for maybe a touch of this 200 and the 300 level. Now, it's how long's a piece of string when it comes to these things, really. I don't really test putting my stop here. I just saw it was really close, and I just like to, if it doesn't affect my risk to reward too much, which it doesn't. I was looking up at, going up 30 points risk, and putting my stop down at 99 made the stop loss, I think, 11 or 12 points. So it didn't have a massive effect on the risk to reward, obviously, there. So there was room to do it. But that doesn't mean that it won't poke down to 299 or 298 and then bounce. Of course, there's the chance that it'll do that. But I just like to give it that opportunity. I think more likely than not, this might have a small bounce and then look to carry on moving on through. It looks very reluctant to move any higher. It's had ample opportunity now. So I won't be taking sort of half-cooked buy signals from this level now. I would need to see some really nice price action to get me back interested to the long side. But obviously we've just gone 9 o'clock. So there's plenty of time left yet. I think I do have to pop out at some point, maybe midday, early afternoon. So I've got plenty of time to look for some more trades. So that's exactly what I'll do. So I'll talk to you a bit later on. So we are now 20 past 11. As you can see, price has actually sold off somewhat. This level's pretty much redundant now. There have been no trades since the one this morning, obviously. We looked to get long here, and we got stopped out. And I said I'd need to see some very nice price action to get me reinterested in a long. That never materialised. We just sort of started grinding downwards, and then we got a nice decisive move lower. We're now 20 past 11, and we do have the bank rate and things at 12 o'clock for the pound. So I'm thinking we've also got main refinancing rate for the euro at 12.45. And then the ECB press conference at 1:30. So some news this afternoon. I'm thinking that just while price is below here and we're coming into the sort of news announcement territory, that I just snip out now and get done what I need to get done, and then be back this afternoon once the news is finished with. I think it could be tricky trading into the news, so I think that's probably the plan. Hopefully this afternoon we do get a bit more volatility, and we can find another trade. But if not, it doesn't matter. I'm not opposed to finishing the day down, and you should never be either. Don't think you've got to get back to break even. If the setups aren't there, they're just not there. I'm only here to trade the setups that appear, not force my way back to break even or some number in my head that doesn't matter. You're back testing, you never have that bias when you're back testing. If you back test a day and it has 1 or 2 losing trades, you're not thinking within that back testing day, yeah, but I need to get back to break even on this day. Where can I find those opportunities? You just move on to the next day, and that one goes down as a losing day, and that's what should happen when you go forward. So if today's a losing day, like you've seen many times on this channel, then so be it. But fingers crossed we do get some trade setups this afternoon, so I'll catch you then. Okay, so we're just coming up to 20 past 3. I have actually put a sell order in below here. It's finally just been triggered actually, so I can bring the ticket across as it's come back up. So it's spiked down. I was trying to get the trade order in quickly because price was starting to jump around a little bit. I think you recall, maybe not last week but the week before, I missed the entry, so I didn't want to do that this time, and price had come down here, but I put the order in and you can see that has been triggered now. So we've taken a short signal from this red bearish pin bar here. We have had this significant spike down, and then we've come all the way back up, although it has triggered us into the trade, which is good. And we are really just looking down towards these lows from earlier on today. Price has been a little bit choppy between these two levels, as you can see over the course of the day. Looking at the higher time frame, obviously just reiterates that we've just got a sort of block of price within a rectangle, so to speak. So it's moved well. It's had obviously this move up, and then since sort of 2 o'clock-ish, we've had this sell-off, come down below this low, break down below the band. We've then revisited into the 200. You can see we've got this rejection here, sort of in line with the overnight lows there, within the band itself. So there's no reason not to take that. The higher time frame moving averages are tested, which I like to see. So there was no reason really to ignore that signal. And for some reason the volatility picked up really quickly then. It's jumping around all over the place. It looked like a news announcement. But I gave it 30 seconds. It did calm down. I don't think it was anything major. And there's nothing on the calendar really. So yeah, happy with the entry there. As usual, the stop will go just a few points above this high. And looking down towards these lows around 7280, if not a little bit lower. But we'll see how it runs. I'll bring the ticket across, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Okay, so we're just coming down into these lows here, 16, 17 points up now. And just looking at the price action, really, we are starting to struggle down at these levels. So I think what I'm going to do here is just close the trade there. So I think we finished 17.5 points up on that one. So that was better, obviously, than earlier. The risk on that trade was around 10 points, so 17 points gain for a 10-point risk, 1.7 to 1 risk to reward there. Obviously, that's just a demonstration of how having a good risk to reward on your trades, pays for your losers. So even though this is the small account that I use for the YouTube channel, you can still see even on this account. I think the first trade we had this morning, if I rack my brain, what did we take? I think it was a long. That's right, it was a long this morning from the candle over here, and I think we got long at about 10 point something and down to 299, wasn't it? 7299. So I think it was about 11-12 points loss on that trade, for granted what would have been a lot more reward on that one. But even a smaller reward trade has paid for that one, and more than paid for that one. So you still finish the day 4, 5, 6-ish points in the green, which is good. But like I was saying earlier, if this signal hadn't have, if it had been not as good or not as clean, then I would have probably ignored it. I'm not going to force trades just because I had a losing trade earlier in the day, or 2 losing trades earlier in the day. It doesn't really matter when they come. Your objective should be to not let them affect your trading plan. You've got your plan, you've got your rules, your setups, you've got, you know what you're doing. Don't let emotional decisions ruin what you've worked hard to build. Just because on a particular day you're not in the green, so what? That's what the other trading days are for. This isn't a one-day endeavour. It's it's a long-term thing. But look, there was the importance of targeting, being realistic with your targets as well. I often like to potentially look at the next band or the next level of intraday, depending, what lines I've got on my chart on what particular day. But you've got to look at what price is telling you, and we've really struggled down at this level recently. These last 2 attempts, now last 3 attempts down at this level, we've seen good reactions. So I wasn't going to try and trade through this when I'm getting a 1.7 to 1 risk reward on that trade. I'll just take that, thank you very much. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. As always, I hope you've learned something or been able to take something away from this video. That's always the aim with these. If you do have any questions, please fire away. I answer every comment that I receive, or if you want to send me an email, by all means feel free. But thank you again for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do leave a like and do consider subscribing. I do these most weeks. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.